Welcome to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com, and thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing to this channel. If you haven't done so, please do so right now, and I have notes for you. But before I get to the notes, football is coming to a close, and I thought that would be a perfect way to usher in some more vids. NHL, focus a little bit more on hockey, basketball, and obviously keep doing the other vids that I'm doing. But when people say hockey, first thing that probably comes to mind is A, why watch hockey? And B, where do I find hockey on my local program guide? First things first, let me tell you a few things as to why I like hockey, and hopefully, not saying that I'm a motivator for you to watch hockey. Hopefully, maybe you'll catch a game or two if you haven't. And if you've left the sport, maybe you come back. But part of the reasons why I like hockey, it's a high level of skill. You have to know how to skate forwards, backwards, and you need to know how to stop. You need to know how to handle the puck. And with handling the puck, you need to know how to handle the stick. You need to know how to, when you're handling the puck and the stick, take a slap shot, a wrist shot, or a backhander. If you don't know how to handle that puck, that stick, if you don't know how to skate backwards or forwards, a costly mistake could lead to a goal for the other team. Skill. It's also a very fast-paced game. If you watch baseball, for example, it could take forever for the pitch to go from pitcher to home plate. And that's fine if you enjoy that. I enjoy baseball as well. But some people don't enjoy that, and some people just want to watch a fast-paced game. Then hockey is for you. Timeouts. You only have one timeout per quarter, or per half, per period, whatever you want to call it. And it's a 30-second timeout. The rest of the time, the timeouts are based on TV timeouts, or if there's a stoppage, intermission. So, using those timeouts, one per period, is very 1 30-second. You have to know how to strategize to use that timeout, when to take it, when not to take it. You also have the penalty shot, and the penalty shot is very good part of the game because it's excitement. And when a penalty shot goes in, it's rare. It's rare because there's not so often a time where you do have a penalty shot. And when the penalty shot is coming, when the player lines up to take that shot, the crowd is into it. It's momentous. You could definitely get into the game just by watching a penalty shot. You also have the physicality of the game. Now, don't get me wrong. Certain physicality, if it's too much, it's too extreme, it's not good for the sport. But the refs let the players play the game more than most sports do. Basketball, you can't do certain moves no more. You consider automatic foul. Football, certain things that you can't do that you used to, kind of takes away from the element from the game. Now, granted, it's all for the player's health, but if you like the physical aspect of the game, then hockey is for you. You also have the overtime. The overtime is phenomenal. It's 4-on-4. You take away the fifth guy off the ice. For both teams, fast-paced game, more spread out. And if there is a penalty during overtime, it's now 4-on-3. Imagine the fast-pacedness of the game. If there's a tie after overtime, you now go into a shootout, and a shootout is great as well. Shootout is 3 players that the coaches predetermine before the game start. Once the 3 players go, whoever has the most goals wins. If there's no goals or if there's a tie, it keeps on going and going until you have a winner. So it could perceivably go 10 times around. Never know. Hockey, the tickets are cheap. Compared to most sports and the way these arenas are built now, you could get a decently priced ticket and it feels like you're right on the ice. You're not going to get that for the NBA, definitely not the NFL. So it's a very good sport that if you give it a chance, you could definitely get into it. And that is why I like the NHL. I'm a huge Ranger fan. Now, with that being said, I want to go over the Canucks Flames game, and not so much the analytics, not so much analyzing it, but rather just tell you a brief overview as to what happened. And if you haven't seen it, I'll include it in the link below, but it's quite phenomenal. Just kind of the physicality of the game, which I mentioned to you. What happened basically is with hockey, when you give your lineup, the coaches are able to see obviously the starting lineup, the first line that goes out there. So the story goes, the Canucks and the Flames obviously no love lost player in the playoffs and regular season. So when the Flames coach put out their lineup that he's out there starting the game, it's the fourth line. As soon as the Canucks coach Tortorella seen that it's the fourth line, he automatically knew that it's on, and he put his fourth line out there as well. So as soon as the whistle blew to start the game, 2 seconds in, you have 5-on-5 fighting. And it continued, even during intermission, so much so where Tortorella was trying to get into the Flames locker room during intermission. I'm sure he was just trying to say hi. And it shows on camera as well, Tortorella being restrained by one of the Flames coaches, or getting into an altercation with the Flames coach. Not the head coach, but the assistant coach, Klit Moralchik. Moralchik, am I pronouncing that right? Moralchik. Whatever. But let me tell you about Klit Moralchik. Okay, just to give you an idea of how brutal this sport is. If you don't know who he is, Clint was a former goaltender. Late 80s, early 90s, and he had one of the gruesomest injuries probably in all sports, where his jugular vein was cut. And basically what happened, it was cut by an opposing player's skate, obviously by accident. And pretty much the story goes, his life was basically saved as he was bleeding on the ice, for the fact of he always stayed up and didn't go down. If he would have gone down, odds are he'd probably lose more blood than if he was standing up. He lost close to a third of blood that night. So that video's probably on YouTube. Gruesome injury, jugular vein, it's a lot of bleeding. So, just to give you a quick intro as to why I like hockey and why hopefully you can like hockey. But look forward to more hockey vids. I'll put the links as to the videos that I'm describing between the Canucks, Flames, and definitely get into hockey. This is why I love hockey, the reasons why I listed to you. So until next time, over and out, adios.